I might need an intro soon. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going over the custom settings or custom settings and controls and the camera, the visuals. So let's get straight to it. So go to customize controls. So this is what I use in the weekend league. Sometimes in divisions, I don't play too much divisions. I just play to like the 8 wins, maybe 10 to 12. I'm trying out different tactics for you guys, but yeah, this is what I play. Competitive master switch, leave that on, because if you play competitive like with divisions or rivals, then or divisions and foot champs, then that's gonna stay on anyways. Through pass assistance, leave it on semi, so it'll help you out a little bit, not too much, but just enough. FIFA trainer, I put hide. Some people leave it on. I like hide. If you do leave it on when you do the little runs, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. The one with the little green arrows. That helps out a lot, but I like hide because I don't like when it's covering basically my player. I like to see the whole pitch. I don't want to see the little assistance like press X to pass and stuff like that. Like, nah, I don't care. Time finishing, leave it on unless it gets in the way and you don't know how to time shoot. Then leave it off. Time shooting sucks, by the way. It's one of the most broken things. How can you do a time finishing in real life? Like, what? I'm a green time my penalty shot out there in the park. Like, I leave it on though. I leave it on. I don't use it often though. I just use it every now and then, but it's alright. Next player switch indicator, I leave it on off because it confuses me. The little arrow, I don't like seeing who I'm gonna switch to. I already know who I'm gonna switch to, so the second arrow, like if I'm being counterattacked, it throws me off, so I just leave it off. So up to you on that one, but everything else I'll leave the same. Pass block assistance, leave that on because you want it to basically pass the blocks. If you're CDM, if you're choosing one, if your other CDM is in the way, then they'll block it. Auto switching on air balls and loose balls, that's the way to go on that one. Auto switching move assistance, none. If you're new to the game, if you're not that good at the game, if you need help, then I'll go on low. If you've already played for a while, I'll switch it back to none. Basically what that means is that whenever you're running back with a player, or let's say your player does a through ball to, I don't know, Mbappe is running and the ball is going in the air. Once you switch to it with L1 or right stick switch, depending on depending on the position that your player was running, they'll go that way. If you put low, it'll continue doing it there for a split second, and then you have to manually control which way they're gonna go. If you go on none, it's all up to you. So honestly, it's up to you. I leave it on none, sometimes low, depending on how I'm feeling that day, but for the most part, I do none. If you've never really played FIFA before, then go on low. But if you have experience, then go on none. Clearance assistance, classic, so you just boot that thing out of there instead of directional, because directional sometimes sends it to the wrong player. Player lock, leave it on. That's whenever you can switch that other little player. You do the L and R down, and it has that little indicator, and you can run with them for those magical runs. I don't know how to do it. I never mess with it. I just left it on. It's broken. I can't do that in real life either. You know what I mean? Try to make it as realistic as I can so I can actually enjoy this game. Icon switching off, I don't like having that on. Right stick switching, leave it on classic. If you do the other one, which one is it? Adaptive, it makes you lag, so please do classic. If there's one thing you're getting from this, leave that on classic. If you do adaptive, it's gonna lag on you and you're gonna lose so many games, I promise you. Right stick switching preference, ball relative. That way basically you just switch wherever the ball is at, if that makes sense. So like if the ball's going this way, you want to switch to the defender that's on the left, then you just right stick switch over there, because if you put it on the player, sometimes your player's facing the wrong way and then it doesn't work basically. So just listen to this, just do ball relative, trust me. Ground pass assistance, assisted, shot assistance, assisted, cross assistance, semi, so you can have a little bit more power on your crosses. Like if you have two players that are running into the box, if you just want to send it to the first post, and only a little bit of power. If you want to send it to the far post, then a lot of power. You know what I mean. You understand what I'm saying. You played soccer before. If not, you wouldn't watch this. You know. I don't want to kick it like a field goal, and then you know what I mean. Lob pass assistance is assisted. Lob through ball. What? Lob through pass semi. Save assistance assisted. Don't leave it on manual. I had it on manual, and I was wondering why my goalie couldn't stop the ball next to him, and I was like, what the heck was going on? That's why, because I had to control them. So just put it on assisted. It'll help you out. And then analog sprint, leave that on off. So as soon as you press R2, you go 0 to 100 immediately. So they can actually run at their fullest potential. And pass receiver, leave that on late. So those are my actual settings, like control settings. And then my visuals, we're gonna go game settings. This is what I use personally for competitive. I use co-op, single player, multiplayer, doesn't matter. I use co-op, camera height 20, zoom 0. The reason why is because if you look at it, if you look at the screen, you can see the whole pitch. So whenever you're using the 3-5-2, if you're using hug the sidelines, if you're using a 4-2-3-1, you can see everything, so you can just pass the ball. I'm not a super big skiller, so I'm not gonna sit there and do skill moves all day long. I'd rather pass the ball, like touch and go, 1-2, 1-2s. So this helps me see the whole pitch, so I know who's open, so I don't lose a ball. That's why the majority of my games I keep a little bit more possession because of this, so I can see everything. If I see them making a run for a through ball, it makes it easier for me to switch back to one of my players and chase them down, if you know what I mean. Just try it out. Give it like 10-15 games. Try it out. I promise you, you can see more of the field. It'll feel so much better if you're a little bit more tactical and strategic about the way you play like I do. Well, anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Try it out. If you guys don't like the co-op, then you could also go into what is it, telebroadcast. Goes a little bit closer, and basically it just allows you to dribble if you're more of a right stick merchant. I'm not. I just like passing and going and fake shots. That's my thing. All right, guys, have a good one.